a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you become a more informed consumer, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, serving the community over 10 years now on air, helping you win in any marketplace. We got Mark Hay in the house, 21st Century Financial Group, our financial expert contributor. Mike Murphy as well, Murphy Auto Group in studio with us as well. And we're going to talk about the Rays game tickets giveaway. There might be another one I hear brewing up again. June is Hurricane Awareness Month. We're going to talk with Mike Murphy about that as well. And also, interesting story coming out of Fox News yesterday. Burisma executive who allegedly paid Biden has audio recordings of conversations with Joe and Hunter. So, wow, interesting events unveiling there. We're going to jump into this. Before we do, we always like to feature our real estate listings live on air. Strategy to help sellers sell faster for more money, getting you more exposure. So we got a property here at 11332 Marjorie Avenue in Tampa. We've got a beautiful large home. This is an executive style home. You got a gate. It's fenced in. It's got a beautiful hedge around it. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and you got a beautiful opportunity here. Granite kitchen, tile flooring, wood cabinetry, stainless steel appliances. Beautiful home here in Tampa Bay. There's lots of pavers also. I mean, this is just a well manicured lawn. Beautiful home in Marjorie Avenue, $799,000, just reduced, and the owner is motivated. 15900 Oakcrest Circle in Brooksville. Another one of our property listings here in Tampa Bay. We've got about 60 current listings. We do residential, commercial, and vacant land, and this is all on our team, the Platinum MVP team. Also, the latest brand is called Livian Coastal Elite. That's my wife, Lindsay, and I, our new brand underneath the Keller Williams umbrella, of course. 15900 Oakcrest Circle here in Brooksville. 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. Got a 3-car garage, generous size living area with a brick fireplace. What I like also about this home is it's set up with a generator. It's got a propane generator on a battery, sprinkler system, newer hot water heater. Great opportunity. Jetted garden tub as well. Oakcrest Circle, Brooksville, one of our hot real estate listings. You can see all of our properties at platinumcoastalelite.com.
And yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
And I got to give a shout out to the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Had a great weekend down there, getting away from a little, we call it a staycation around here in Tampa Bay. We're always kind of on a little bit of a vacation, but it's nice to get over to the beaches and enjoy some time down there. Had the opportunity to speak at a Trump event for his birthday, and it was a good time. Had a fun time over at the Bilmar Beach Resort, BilmarBeachResort.com. Beautiful rooms. About 90% of the rooms overlook the Gulf of Mexico and the beach. They got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant. Great opportunity to go out and just bring the family down and enjoy. Bilmar Beach Resort, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, let's welcome in Mike Murphy back in studio, Murphy Auto Group.
Man, so great to be back.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for having me.
My pleasure, and thank you for giving away the Rays tickets last time. That was a big hit on our social media, and I think it was Steve that won it. He was super excited.
Yeah, it's so great because I get a little numb. I go to so many games that you forget most people go to a game or 2 a season.
Right.
And, of course, you got to experience from a little different vantage point. And the home
the
plate
big
club.
Seats.
Yeah, big comfy black seats.
Yeah, those are awesome. I remember I had a seat down there one time back in the day, and I remember seeing like Dickie V walking through, and it was a great experience, fun to see, and the Rays are on fire still. What's their record now? Have you followed it closely?
I don't think we've lost more than 20 games, so we're about 45-20.
Wow.
Still best team in baseball, getting healthier, getting better. Brandon Lau's got to come back off a back injury in a few weeks. Just very humbled and excited that the Tampa fans are showing up. Guys, it's so hard to get tickets. I want to run this event back and do it again, 2 more tickets. But we need to do it from another location. The Home Plate Club is sold out till August.
Wow.
So we're going to go from the Rays Club, same food, same alcohol, same package, 2 new winners. Again, same rules. We're going to get you the specific game, but it will be during the 4th of July homestand. And we will pick a game, 2 seats,
nice.
All included. We're going to do a parking pass also. And all we want you to do is to go to the Consumer Quarterback or Murphy Auto Group social media. Mine, Real Mike Murphy, is the easiest way. And, of course, yours. And we would love to give them away.
Awesome. Real Mike Murphy and Consumer Quarterback Show online. And you heard it from Mike himself. Mike Murphy offering up 2 club seats, Rays club seats, and it comes with food and drink, parking pass, and CQB show on Instagram. Mike Murphy is Real Mike Murphy, his handle online as well, social media there. So we'll put this out. You can visit our pages as well, Facebook. You can check it out there too. And let's jump into it because we have a couple of things we want to get to here. You have some hurricane awareness tips. So June is hurricane awareness, and I noticed you got your hurricane hat on.
I did. So hurricane awareness is all about the month of June, focusing on telling people how great the University of Miami is.
There you go.
No, I'm kidding. June 1st is the official start of hurricane season in the Atlantic Ocean. So I believe there's 2 types of Floridians, those that have needed a generator and those that haven't, right? So those of us that have lived here, I was born and raised in Florida, we've been hit by multiple storms. A generator is so important. I believe we referenced it in your earlier listing. That's a beautiful house, by the way.
Thank you.
Under $800K, that's a steal. Somebody needs to gobble that up.
Appreciate it.
So here's the event. Miracle Toyota in Haines City. Buy a Toyota, get a Honda. It's a great deal. When you buy a Toyota, you're going to get a choice between additional rebates and incentives or a Honda generator.
Nice.
Right? Now, this Honda generator will be able to keep your food cold. It will be able to handle some of the necessities. I know the last hurricane, I had my 16-month-old baby. Only thing my wife was freaking out about was the fridge. How do we keep the milk cold, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then that, and just having like one rotating fan, one regular fan, at least to blow some air on you, circulate the air. And if you just joined us, we're talking with Mike Murphy Auto Group. He's our auto industry expert contributor. As you know, with the show, we've got all these great experts, and Mike represents the auto industry. Mike, so tell us what you're seeing out there. I know I just heard on the way into the show today that Indiana is getting a battery plant. And at first when I heard it, I thought it said India, but then they said, oh, the governor of Indiana said, so I mistook it as India. I was like, wait, not again, not another overseas plant. So it sounds like India is getting a big plant. I think it said something like 1,700 employees.
That's fantastic. It's good for us to not be reliant on some of these vital pieces of equipment from China, Asia, other areas. So you have a current administration in the White House that believes EVs are very, very important. And being able to have our own batteries, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering who's going to buy these EVs.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, because they are expensive, right? They're more expensive than a traditional gas.
Yeah, and I've driven one now for 2 years. I mean, you got to know your competition, so I have a Tesla. But here's the thing I've realized. I sell 2 different types of Toyota EVs. I've got Nissan EVs with a Leaf and an Aria and others coming soon. I've got an EV with Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. And we are discounting these aggressively because they're our stalest vehicles. Now, I do believe a lot of it is just they're not affordable yet. But the consumer, for some reason, is not in the South bought into EVs like they have on the West Coast. Maybe it's a political issue, but the manufacturers are disproportionately putting their EVs out into California, Oregon, and Washington right now.
Well, here's, so it seems to be good news. I sometimes when I read these stats, I don't know how much I believe in them, but it says inflation cools to a 2-year low. Inflation slowed in May to its lowest annual rate since March of 2021, says the Labor Department. May's consumer price index increased just to 0.1% for the month, taking a annual level down to 4%. While inflation has been cut by more than half from last year's peak, it is still far above Federal Reserve's target. So yeah, when we read these different, government stats, I don't know how much I believe. It's, when you think about the FDA, the CDC last year, all the different things we learned from COVID, and the lockdowns and the mandates. I don't know how much I believe these things. Are they manipulating those stats too?
Absolutely, but that's okay because if we take a large enough sample size, we could get real information. What if we looked at like a 42-month inflation?
Right.
I think that would scare the hell out of us.
Right.
You guys remember when we used to go to McDonald's and get something for $1?
Oh, yeah.
Have you gone
menu.
lately?
No.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I took my family on the way back from a trip. 2 kids, 2 grandparents, husband and wife. $56.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just worried about the average household. How is this sustainable?
Right.
Now, deflation's not necessarily a good thing either. So we're in a little bit of a catch bag where we need some competent, logical people to make some good decisions to keep this country on the proper trajectory, which is upward. I still think our best years are ahead of us. I'm just not sure it's a few years ahead of us. I think we've got a storm to weather here.
Yeah, it seems that way, Mike. It's an interesting place to be in. You look at common sense not being so common anymore, especially in D.C. And you got this uniparty, this unelected fourth party that is that administrative state just running things.
Yeah, it's so sad. I believe that D.C. and babies need to be changed for the same reason frequently.
Yeah, that's right.
It is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. It's interesting for a car guy to come out here, but I can't be your expert and sit here and always talk about sales. So for Hurricane Awareness Month, I want to talk about service for a minute.
Okay.
If you have a car that's paid off, I'm probably the only car dealer in America that says, that's okay, keep it. Right now, times are hard. I get that. But do not skip on the service. That regular maintenance, something as simple as an alignment, will make your tires last 25% longer.
Wow. So
let's just make sure that our listeners are being good stewards of the cash, especially when it's worth as little as it is now. 4% is great, but 4%, 9%, 10%, when you add it up over 3 years, I think the average house is taking a beating. Yeah,
Mike, you've talked a lot about also the total cost of auto ownership, taking into account the insurances, the maintenance.
It's math. Most car people want to talk about payment to confuse you. That's only part of the equation. When we own cars, and all of you do, you've got a car payment, you got gasoline that needs to go in that car, you've got insurance, and you've got maintenance. And that's what I love about our business model. Are we going to be the cheapest? Absolutely. But in addition to that, we have a 10-year, 250,000-mile warranty, 4 years of complimentary maintenance. So we're trying to lower the total cost of ownership. By the way, we sell Toyotas. They get incredible fuel economy on top of that. So somebody might be having a car payment right now of $500 a month, but getting 10 miles a gallon and spending $200 a year in maintenance, and can lease a brand new car for $650 a month and lower their cost of ownership.
Right. That's what it's all about. What's your budget look like after not only the month but 6 months and a year? So when you work that backwards, I love it. Here's a clip I want to play too. This is about a successful family business, and I know that you are part of your family business as well with your father and family. So this one's about Chick-fil-A, something that we are all pretty familiar with. But check this out. I thought this was an interesting model.
And so our deal is the same today as it was when we opened our first mall location in 1967. So Dad would build the location. As we do today, we'll buy the land. Sometimes we do a ground lease. We'll build the location out, and then we'll sign an operating agreement for an individual to operate that location. And, of course, they have to operate it to our operating standards. We only require a $10,000 deposit, if you will. It's like a deposit on an apartment or something. If you leave Chick-fil-A after 3 years, that's completely refundable back to you.
That's all they need to start?
$10,000. Now, we're the capital partner.
I get it.
So by the time we buy the land, build the building, we've got about $4 million in that investment to begin with. But our average restaurant sales volume is $9.2 million annually in sales.
Wow.
Our average operator income is right at $600,000 a year. That
9.2 per year, and then the average owner-operator is making close to 600,000. That's a lot of Chick-fil-A sandwiches, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's amazing. I love that stats because you can take this two ways. One is that's a lot of chicken.
Yeah, yeah.
The other is that's not a ton of profit.
Right.
I mean, $600K on $9.2 million in sales. They do a lot of other things to keep their employees satisfied. And they have a great graduate program. They've got a college program. They've got a development program for other, what did he call it? Operating partners.
Yep.
And anybody that starts talking about their dad, I'm already going to be a fan of.
Yeah.
You guys know I lost mine 3 years ago. And it's kind of cool. So he gets to listen to this along with all of you guys, but I miss him like crazy. Let me tell you a little story about how he did this. So this is not an uncommon practice. Most successful people like Dennis, which was my father, he created a real estate holding company when he got his first dealership, and that acquired the land and built the building and did all the things that Chick-fil-A does in this model. Then, because businesses are people, he created a second business that he owned all of. That was the operating partner. So he actually paid himself rent.
Nice.
To a separate entity in the state of Florida. You got to pay sales tax on that, although we should change that. But it's a very good model, and here's why I like it. So my grandpa couldn't read or write. 2 generations later, there's me. I would say that I'm somewhat successful. But when you have two entities, you can do some really fun things. The secret to wealth is not to have it, it's to control it. So with real estate, that's going to go up and appreciate, and that's a great part of Chick-fil-A's model, although their operating partners do not benefit in that appreciation. You can give that away to your kids. So, for example, the Murphy family, my sister owns a large majority of our real estate. It makes 3-4%. She gets a rent factor. It's great. The operating is going to be more aggressive. And let's just say you want to work till you're 60, find an apprentice, and then sweat them in, let them own part of the operating company.
Yep.
Well, it's nice because it's $10,000 to start a Chick-fil-A franchise.
Yeah.
It's because there's no real setup costs. Same thing for your business. No matter if it's lawn care, health care, personal training, you should, if you have a physical location, it should be held in a separate company.
Yeah, I love it. Some good tips there. Mike Murphy here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Taking a quick break. We're going to come back more with Mike and our auto industry expert. Also going to touch on this story. Senator Grassley, talking about the Burisma executive who allegedly paid Biden, has audio recordings of conversations with Joe and Hunter. And meanwhile, of course, President Trump under indictment. So we'll be right back. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify. Or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Quick shout out to Heights Soft Wash, pressure washing company here in Tampa Bay. Our friend Ramin Kazami does a great job over there at heightssoftwash.com. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent your residential, commercial properties, your driveways, your fences, heightssoftwash.com. And a couple of hot listings here for this segment. We got 3704 Burger Road in Lutz. This is a 10,000 square foot home mansion that we've got listed, over an acre lot. Beautiful property here. You've got tennis courts, basketball courts, a private balcony at 3704 Burger Road. Stainless steel appliances. Beautiful home here. 9 bedrooms, 12 baths. You got no CDD there. You got an indoor pool with a full bar and an oversized deck. And throw some great parties there at Burger Road in Lutz, Florida. Commercial property at 7202 US Highway 301 South. This is in beautiful Riverview, Florida, and it is a corner lot location. You've got a lease currently in place with a mechanic shop that's kicking off some nice income, and then you have a barber shop that is currently operating as a barber shop. Of course, that could be any type of a professional, maybe an attorney, CPA, financial advisor, tax, all types of different ways, real estate company. 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview, Florida. This is a beautiful commercial corner lot location, 2-year-old roof, and in good condition. Check out all of our listings at platinumcoastalelite.com.
This is God's country.
All right, we're going to touch on a national story. We, of course, talk a lot about local stuff, and we have all of our expert contributors here locally. But this one I just thought I had to talk about this one because this is Senator Chuck Grassley said on Monday that the Burisma executive who allegedly paid Joe and Hunter kept 17 audio recordings of his conversation with them as a, quote, insurance policy, citing the FBI FD 1023 form that the Bureau briefed congressional lawmakers on. Grassley's, the Republican from Iowa, he revealed that on the Senate floor and said that it was to be redacted in reference to that thing. And then it goes on to talk about how it's a highly credible, confidential source who detailed multiple meetings and conversations that they have. Meanwhile, of course, they've indicted Trump on overdue library books and I don't know, maybe whatever else they could jump. And they try to scare people with the Espionage Act, like it's some kind of espionage. He's the one saving our country. He's the one that did so good for our country. He lowered unemployment for all, across the board, blacks, Latino. You can go into the different ethnicities. But we had such a great economy, no new wars. And he said, and I've heard different reports where Milley kept coming to him, hey, we've got this plan to attack this country. And what about Iran? They were constantly trying to get him into a war, Mike. But, the question is, people voted with their feet. 319,000 people moved to Florida last year, and 350,000 left California last year. So they vote with their feet in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. I'm a registered independent, so I'm one of those people that when I hear that, I don't see how I can vote Democrat this time.
Right.
Now the question is, who do I vote for in the Republican Party? Okay. So on one side, you've got the man. And I'm a raging Trump fan.
Yep.
As a business owner. I've read The Art of the Deal multiple times. I look up to him for business leadership.
Right.
But then you got DeSantis.
Yep.
Which is basically the exact same policy.
Very similar.
So now I feel like I'm choosing between two personalities, and that's where it's very interesting. I haven't made up my mind yet, but it's a probably 3-person race for me.
Yeah.
DeSantis is going to be great. Trump is great. And I just think Tim Scott's got a great opportunity, a great message. He said in his speech, when my family went from cotton to Congress.
Yeah, I love that.
That hit me deep because my grandpa couldn't read or write.
I love that,
From a bunch of Democrats that we wanted everything we could get.
Yeah.
We needed it.
I think he would be a great running mate. I also think Carrie Lake is out there as like such a, man, she is a dynamo. She's strong. I just wish DeSantis would have waited. But, a lot of people are saying, hey, he's got to be the number 2 just in case they do happen to take Trump out. And you never know. Could be a JFK situation.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. And I have a question. I don't know the answer to it. But did Reagan win his first chance running for president?
I don't remember. Yeah. It'd be interesting because they say in politics you got to run first, plan to lose, and then you'll win the second time. And so you don't plan to lose, but in other words,
because outside of the state of Florida, nobody knew who he was. When you think about DeSantis polling 20% nationally, that's incredible because 49 states to go who?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them were hearing, hey, the Disney deal, a lot of the pushback on the mandates. But yeah, I like what you're saying. I like the Tim Scott ticket. I think that would be a strong one.
I think he'd be great on a Trump ticket.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't call a guy a racist if he's got an African American VP.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they called Larry Elder. Remember, he was on Salem at 7 p.m. At least in our market, he was at 7 p.m. But yeah, he was supposedly the black face of white supremacy.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah.
I guess that's when blackface backwards. I don't understand it all.
I don't understand it.
But isn't
either.
he running for president too?
Yes, he is. He's on the ticket as well.
Man. Yeah,
30 seconds back to you, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, so big thing for me. I'm going to sell a bunch of cars. I want to take care of the community. Every Friday, every Saturday, we're giving away a generator to a different charity inside Hillsborough and Polk County. Pinellas, Pasco. Feel free to ask. We just haven't had any requests yet. You can't take this stuff with you.
Right. What's the website?
Just go to Real Mike Murphy on Instagram or Real Mike Murphy on Twitter or RealMikeMurphy.com.
RealMikeMurphy.com. Always a pleasure talking with you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming in, and thanks for offering up those tickets. We got Rays tickets again from Mike Murphy, Murphy Auto Group, Rays Club tickets. Visit us on social media, Real Mike Murphy at CQB Show. Like the pages and share. And we're going to come right back here. We've got Mark Hay, 21st Century Financial Group, coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk the latest stats and numbers, what's happening in retirement plans with Mark Hay here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
Together.